Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, longtime astrologer, psychic, healer, and yogi. In today's episode, my guest is Johnny Coe, aka Shakti Das. He is a devotee of Divine Mother and a musician, and we have a great show in store for you, so stay tuned. Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. This is the episode where my guest is Johnny Coe. Johnny Coe is a modern-day yogi that challenges people to realize their infinite potential. He's also a very talented musician who started playing Irish music as a child, and he plays Kirtan, which is the chanting of Sanskrit. Some of my listeners have been listening to the episodes on Sanskrit mantras. Well, today is a treat as we chant in Sanskrit with Johnny Coe. Welcome, Johnny Coe. Shakti Das.
Jai Ma.
Do you wanted to do an introductory sound for our listeners?
I will, of course.
Okay, get ready, everybody. Okay. Johnny Coe is in the house.
That's right.
Welcome to Gandharva Loka here with Johnny Coe. He just played a ceremonial conch from the Vedic tradition. So Johnny Coe, tell us a little bit about what you have in store for us during the program. It's going to be multifaceted. We're going to fit it all in under 30 minutes, and everybody's going to get a Shakti transmission.
Well, that's rich from an Irish person, 30 minutes to get everything in.
That's right.
So I'm very happy to be here. It's a real honor.
We're so happy you're here.
Yeah, it's a real honor and a treat to be here. And what a beautiful transmission this show is. It's the Divine Mother is present. The Shakti comes right through every show. I listened quite a bit.
Thank you.
I've been on retreat this year. The Divine Mother, in her form of Kali, has cleared the calendar for all of us and kind of told us to go to our rooms, right, and clean them, or she'll do it for us.
Exactly. Right? What a great explanation of what pandemic was about.
They call it a pandemic, but I know it's her. She said,
Mother Kali says,
get in your room and clean it, or I'll do it for you.
Which is metaphorical for cleaning up your shite, right?
That's it.
So Shakti Das, my listeners know the term Shakti from some of our Sanskrit episodes, but as a Shakti Das, you're basically revering Divine Mother in all her forms, specifically through the Vedic pantheon and through the Irish form of Divine Mother Brigid.
Yeah, Bridget, yeah. In fact, she came through last week. Well, the 1st of February.
In bulk.
In bulk. I had this beautiful visit, a darshan from her, which was kind of interesting because after that, she came through my meditation that morning. I realized it was, in fact, her feast day in bulk. And then you reached out to me and said that, I'd like you to come on the show. So I thought, well, there's a bridge right there from the Celtic to the Vedic.
Right. I think they're connected when it all goes down to it.
Absolutely connected. Yeah. And we're connected in that level as well.
Right. Us Celts that come from the Irish, Welsh, Scottish lineage definitely have lifetimes in India in the past, as we have that connection, you and I. Right. And I am just blown away by your sharing of Sanskrit through the form of Kirtan, which has a very high Shakti transmission. You were doing it in the studio earlier, and I was getting warm waves of Kundalini going up and down my spine and through my right side. So thank you for that, and this is what our listeners can enjoy today. I don't know, it's a free-for-all kind of, but you have your expertise because you've been doing this for a long time, both the Irish music and the Kirtan. What thoughts do you want to share about how Shakti is transmitted through the music of Kirtan?
Well, everything is vibration. We
Right.
know this, right? And you listeners obviously know this because you talk about mantra. So the sound current, right? So the mantra and the Kirtan, which is, we sing bhajans, right? So these are sacred hymns where we chant the divine names. And we come into it's like a GPS, right? So we have an alignment machine, right, where we turn on the GPS because we want to align with whatever particular deity. And these devas and these deities, these avatars, they live in these heavenly siddha realms.
Lokas.
And lokas, right. So we can connect with them, we can invoke them, and become, aligned with them through this GPS, right? So when we sing these divine names, we're bringing that energy in, and we're building the energy with the call and response of those.
Beautiful.
Mantras.
And where you're a devotee of Divine Mother,
Yes.
you like calling the names of Divine Mother, such as Kali and Durga in the
right.
Sanskrit Vedic tradition. Why don't we introduce our listeners to a song before
Let's
we go
start.
any further?
Sure.
So tune in, relax, lie down, sit down, and come into the bliss, Ananda Maya Kosha, the bliss body with Johnny Coe and his healing music.
Sarva Mangala Mangalayei Shiva Sadavaya Sadhike Sharanye Tryumbake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sarva Mangala Mangalayei Shiva Sadavaya Sadhike Sharanye Tryumbake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sarva Mangala Mangalayei Shiva Sadavaya Sadhike Sharanye Tryumbake Gauri Narayani Namostute Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwari Guru Satcha Param Brahma Asmai Shri Guruve Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Satcha Param Brahma Asmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Wow, Johnny Coe, that was an amazing invocation. The first mantra you might have recognized, it's to the goddess Gauri, the white goddess, Sarva Mangalayei, Shive Sarvatha Sadhike, Sharanye Tryumbake Gauri, Narayani Namostute. And the second mantra that Johnny Coe sang was an invocation to the guru. So now we've opened up the energy for you. Wait till that was the appetizer. Wait till you see what comes next. So, Johnny Coe, you're a Shakti Das. You're on the path of Shakti. Can you explain that to my listeners a little bit, what that might mean?
Sure. Well, I guess my background, my whole life, or just this kind of...
The Shakti, and then we can get back to the Irish piece as well.
Yeah, sure, of course. So what that is my Ishta Devata, if you like, my relationship with the divine is through the divine feminine, right? Because everything, right? Shakti is creation itself. It's the power. It's the movement, right? So everything comes from the Shakti, right? Everything is energy. So I don't know, I had a near-death experience when I was very young, and I never knew anything about that until I watched it on television in the 80s one time, and people were talking about these experiences. And I had a recall of that, from many years previous. When I left the body, I was surrounded by women in white. And I remember actually looking down and seeing people. And then I just let go and went, and I was in the arms of what felt like my mother, but a divine mother.
Yes.
When I got there, the room was filled with women, and there was one masculine energy there. And they told me I needed to go back because I was needed there and that I had work to do. And that there was something with my voice, that there would be an energy transmission with my singing, my voice. And ironically, I didn't sing for a very long time. I played drums, first.
As a teenager?
I started off I had a jazz drum teacher at 7. I was the youngest student. So, but, I would play anything. I was entertaining people. I was constantly, my communication with people worked on a level that was very musical. I think so, I'm kind of rambling, but the Divine Mother came through in the form of the Blessed Mother in the Irish tradition.
You mean
Bridget,
like...
Mary.
Oh, Mary. Bridget is not the same as Mary. Bridget is more of the pagan predecessor.
Correct, yeah. So I understood God in the female form, and that was the way I received all of the sacred teachings. And I was absolutely devoted as a child to Mary. And
you were raised Catholic, apparently.
I was raised
Irish
Catholic,
south of Boston, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. And so in the Irish connection, my grandmother, who was a mystic, she was a saint, a sadhvi, certainly. They were like yogis. They read nature and scripture alike, and they talked to me about how everything in creation was divine and everything was a manifestation of God. So I had this beautiful entrance into the world. Ironically, with the singing, when I almost died, it was because my throat was blocked. It was a German doctor that saved me from having a permanent tracheotomy. I was thinking.
You mean when you were a kid?
When I was little.
Maybe that was a past life residual.
It was, and I think it came through when we did a reading one time.
Right, when you were hung as a pagan in
well, I don't know about
Catholic,
that, but yeah.
Catholic Ireland. You were following the Druidic path. And
sure, any story we can
Catholic Ireland, something like that.
It sounds great.
We all had those lives, right?
Right. It's like the Celtic comic series. Well, but really, seriously though, so it's a lot to get in a short amount of time. But yeah, so I was absolutely devoted and protected, nurtured, and supported by the Mother, and still am.
The Divine Mother.
The Divine Mother.
And you told me a great story the other day that you get your marching orders from Divine Mother.
Absolutely.
You actually live your life. And I think people wonder, what? How can you do this? But you basically live your life from day to day. I mean, you have your to-do list and you have things you have to do and show up for. But where you have any flexibility, you let Divine Mother dictate, okay, you're going to go up to the ashram in Maine, or you're going to go here, you're going to go there. You got to call Jill and give her this little download.
Correct.
But can you explain what that's like for people?
So what my life is like is that I wake up every morning and I begin my day the same way I've always done. I was meditating when I was very young. My sister told me recently, you told me you were leaving your body when you were 2, So I had all of these, I had access, to all of this stuff that I just, never knew that everybody else didn't have that.
Right.
I lived next door to nuns for a while, and I used to tell them of all my stories, of all these things that had happened and all these experiences I had. And I thought that they would have had even more, and they had not had one. And they would just sit there and say, how is that possible? Like, wow, priests and all that.
Because you're not following a rigid dogma.
Well, I guess there's that, but I think it's
Your
really...
Your karma ran over their dogma.
It's my karma, yeah. More dharma, less drama. No, I really do believe I have very good past life. I've accrued a lot of merit,
It's called Purpunya, past life credit. It's seen in the 5th house of the Vedic
Well, you can see it,
astrology
and you see it in my chart with the Divine Mother as well.
Yeah. You've been a devotee of Divine Mother in many lifetimes.
In many lifetimes, in many forms in this life, no matter. So I also have really good association karma. So whatever group I've ever been with anywhere in the world, I can just I get invited in and I drop into the devotion of whatever it is, And I've received initiations and darshans from all kinds of traditions. And I can hear my friend Sita laughing because she said, what was the name they gave you? And I forget all of them, but...
Well,
anyway.
let's not forget you're an Aquarian, and us
Okay,
Aquarians
yeah. Is that it?
do have that association karma.
All right, okay.
So, and I think it's really good poor punya to be born an Aquarian in the Western astrology. Which actually makes us Capricorn in the Vedic, not as easy.
That's right. And
karmic lifetime.
Yeah, all of that is really kind of very challenging for me, and I'm only just beginning to kind of learn about it, right? So I've got the Vedic stuff, and they're like, this is really what it is, and then there's the Western stuff. To me, it's just such a complicated, language system. And I understand it on an intuitive level, of course.
Right.
And I get it when people explain to me. I say, well, this is clearly why you're this way, because I see it in the house. And all of this propelling me back into spiritual life, But to answer your question more directly, or get back on track, because it's hard to do, but so much to talk about for an Irishman in 25 minutes, right? But when it comes to the Divine Mother, they laughed when I told my friend Sharanye. She said, that would be really hard for you to talk about. And it is hard to talk about it in some sense, because it's like my whole life, I wake up and I really devote myself. I fall at her feet every day. And I ask her, what am I supposed to do? And she just tells me. If I'm in doubt for 1 second, anytime I worry or I'm in doubt, she comes through and everything is provided. These instruments, whatever it takes for me to be her mouthpiece. And if I show up, so the main thing is that what I do, I was taught very early on, I can't remember who taught this to me, but it was to just bring the love.
Oh, that's so simple. People make things so complicated. Like, to get back to the astrology, Vedic, and the Western even, it can be very complicated, but you're doing what Yogananda said in Autobiography of a Yogi about ultimately we transcend our chart, and we transcend it by just being a Shakti Das, or just being a devotee of Divine Mother, Divine Masculine energy.
Your mother gives you everything.
Mother is first guru.
It's my mother's here and with us right now. I feel her presence very strongly anyway, but I bring her picture with me, of course. Yeah, our purpose is to be kind, loving beings, right? That's what our true purpose is, right? So it's just simple. Just be kind. Just practice kindness. Right. I always tell people, take 30 days, for example, because people love numbers and they love schedules and all this kind of stuff, measurement, right? So take 30 days and just in every encounter, practice being extra kind, even when your mind says no, your heart might say, I don't know, but just be kind to everybody. Take it and measure that for 30 days and see that you don't have a profound change on your own life and others.
Oh, right. Very transformative. So speaking of Divine Mother, when we come back, Johnny Coe is going to sing a bhajan, a Sanskrit song to Divine Mother, maybe a couple. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. My guest today is Johnny Coe, Shakti Das. He is going to transmit healing energies of ancient Sanskrit as he sings us bhajans or kirtan, chanting in Sanskrit with the accompaniment of music.
Taye Akilaneshwariniye Annapurneshwaritaye O Aripara Shaktiniye Amma Taye Akilaneshwariniye Annapurneshwaritaye O Aripara Shaktiniye Amma Taye Akilaneshwariniye Annapurneshwaritaye O Aripara Shaktiniye Amma Taye Akilaneshwariniye Annapurneshwaritaye O Aripara Shaktiniye O Aripara Shaktiniye Amma Taye Akilaneshwariniye Annapurneshwaritaye O Aripara Shaktiniye O Aripara Shaktiniye Ambe, Jagatambe, Mata Bhavani, Jai Ambe, Jai Ambe, Jagatambe, Mata Bhavani, Jai Ambe, Dukkha Vinashini, Durga Jaya Jaya, Kala Vinashini, Kali Jaya Jaya, Dukkha Vinashini, Durga Jaya Jaya, Kala Vinashini, Kali Jaya Jaya, Uma Parvati, Bhavani Jaya Jaya, Sita Radha, Rukmini Jaya Jaya, Uma Parvati, Bhavani Jaya Jaya, Sita Radha, Rukmini Jaya Jaya, Jayambe, Jagatambe, Mata Bhavani, Jayambe, Jayambe, Jagatambe, Mata Bhavani, Jayambe, Dukkha Vinashini, Durga Jaya Jaya, Kala Vinashini, Kali Jaya Jaya, Kabinashini, Durga Jaya Jaya, Kala Vinashini, Kali Jaya Jaya, Uma Parvati, Bhavani Jaya Jaya, Sita Radha, Rukmini Jaya Jaya, Uma Parvati, Bhavani Jaya Jaya, Sita Radha, Rukmini Jaya Jaya, Jayambe, Jagatambe, Mata Bhavani, Jayambe. Yes.
Johnny Coe, that was amazing. You have such a wonderful voice. It hit me right in my anahata, heart chakra.
Beautiful.
And I'm sure you've been told that it's very healing and very heart soothing. Almost like a lullaby, singing a lullaby to a child going to sleep. And I understand you are creating a lullaby for these young children who are incarnating on the planet, who are very high vibrational. They need this kind of vibration that Johnny Coe has to offer. Do you want to tell our listeners about the lullaby?
I will, yeah. And also, I'd like to credit my own mother, who left the body 5 years ago. She had that quality to her singing. Lorraine, a great, great musician, great mom, great human being. My first guru, and there she is right in front of us. She had this kind of quality, this lullaby singing quality. And I think I inherited that.
And what is it about that? You told us a story off mic about singing a lullaby to a little girl in utero.
Oh, right, of course. So I had a very, very, very close friend who was a spiritual companion and a teacher of mine. She was pregnant with her child when her partner was touring. He's a musician also. And I spent a lot of time with her in those early months. And I used to sing to her baby in utero in the evening. And she had the most incredible house anyway. It was just filled with, candles. It was really, that was a beautiful place to sing. And I would sing to the baby. Fast forward, she left the body. And I had never met her daughter. But when I went to meet her, I was singing before I met her. I was chanting, to myself, as I do all day, generally speaking. Like
That's
I
what we do.
Right, chant mantras, but I'm singing. And she recognized the voice right away.
So she was 20, you said? She had grown up and she remembered the voice
from 20 years plus.
That had sung lullabies to her.
So immediately I thought, well, there's something to this, and maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's part of my devotional daily practice. I chant at my altar and in my room all the time with these dotaras, and just in general while I'm walking around. That's my form of devotional worship, prayer,
So you were going to compose a lullaby. Have you done it yet, or it's coming out?
So we'll have I think how it came about was that, and then when my mother left the body, somebody said to me, I really love the way you chant and sing these lullabies, and you should really make a record. I had a friend also who was on the West Coast, and she said, I told her she was pregnant first because I had the vision of it, and I called her and I said, "You don't have a back problem. You're pregnant. It's a very special boy that's coming in through you." And so I sang a chant to her, and she said, "You really need to record this so I can play this for the baby." And, all the mothers will go crazy for this. And all mothers sing to their babies. So, of course, I'm doing that as a, divine mother worshiper, right? It's my sadhu path, Shakti. So I thought, well, we'll have to record these and offer them to all the pregnant mums and all the newborns.
So that will be coming in 2021.
I think so.
But in the meantime, you perform with a band. Do you want to tell our listeners a little bit
of
about
course.
that?
So, yeah, a very special place. I've been on retreat. I've been associated with very lovingly for 10 years. That's the Satmanav Yoga Ashram. It's a traditional Shaivite,
worshippers of Shiva.
Worshippers of Shiva. And also Kali, of course, the Shiva and the Shakti. They're in Western Maine, and it's available to go to for retreats. I've spent the better part of this last COVID lockdown, whatever, Kali calendar clearing time.
Kali to your bedroom and clean it up.
Go clean your room and chant your mantras. They're like vegetables. People ask me all the time, what are these mantras, what do these songs mean? And they're just like your vegetables. I say, eat them, they're good for you. And
your mantra mealtime, as Namadeva used to say.
That's right, exactly.
Don't miss your mantra mealtime.
So the band is called Shiva Leela.
Nice.
It's a Kirtan group.
Which translates to Shiva's play,
Shiva's play. So I've been performing with them as Uma, and one of my favorite couples in the whole world, Shunyata and Shiv Bhagavan Das.
Nice.
And they've let me play with them, and I'm going to produce a record for them, which is kind of, in the planning right now.
Coming out in 2021?
It could be. It could be.
And so people can be, when everything opens up, you'll be touring, right? Going to what yoga centers? What kind of gigs are you guys doing?
We'll be doing a lot of things around New England with them. When I get the chant record for the babies together, we'll be going around to, lots of, who knows, wherever.
Sounds great. So let's give our listeners a treat and go out on a lullaby bhajan.
Sure.
With your dotar, your instrument is a dotar.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about this. So I have two of them with me, and people call them ektars. But ek, as you know, is one.
Right.
So one string, and there are ektars. It's a northern Indian instrument with a gourd that sadhus play. It's a sadhu guitar, basically, yogi guitar.
A sadhu is a spiritual devotee.
Right, that's another divine episode. Right.
Sadhu Shakti Das Johnny will play us a lullaby.
Yeah, so this one I'll dedicate to my mom, in memory of my mom. It was her favorite. It was the only one she really knew anyway. But then Bhagavan Das and his wife, my Nada Brahma guru, did a tribute to her, which was quite beautiful. And it's not available online anymore. But anyway, he sang this at the end of the tribute to her. And unbeknownst to him, it was, of course, her favorite hymn.
What's the name of the hymn?
It's the Shri Krishna Arti. So it's the Krishna Arti.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I'll sing it.
Shakti Das with the Krishna Arti.
Yeah, and I'll dedicate this also to all the beautiful yoginis at Satmanav. That's too many to name, but Sita, Shunyata, Kula, Amma, the list goes ever on. Anyway, so this is for them. And also Ursula. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Nada Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Nada Narayana Vasudeva Nada Narayana Vasudeva Hey Nada Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Hey Nada Narayana Vasudeva Hey Nada Narayana Vasudeva Hey Nada Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Hey Nada Narayana Vasudeva Hey Nada Narayana Vasudeva Hey Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Hey Nada Narayana Vasudeva.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, with Johnny Coe singing us bhajans and kirtan, taking us to that altered state. Remember to download all episodes of Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, share, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, signing out, sending you healing, dotar vibrations through the quantum field.
Okay. You want to do that one? Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Hala, hala. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Hala, hala. Mahadeva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Shiva, 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 Shambo. Shiva, 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 Shambo. Shiva, 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 Shambo. Shiva, Shiva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo. Mahadeva, Shambo.